the owner of DIY Paints, gave us a challenge to paint a piece of furniture or anything we would like with just a sample jar of paint, which is only 8 ounces. 8 ounces. I don't know. I just don't know. She gave this to us a week and a half ago. Well, here it is. It's all due tomorrow now. July the 14th, tomorrow morning. Please, please, please keep your fingers crossed for me because I really don't know. I really don't know if 8 ounces is going to cover this thing either. I just don't know. I just don't know. But I know that it is July the 13th, due tomorrow at 9 a.m. And it is 11:45 p.m. p.m. guys, p.m. I have 9 hours. That's it. 9 hours to get this whole thing finished, completed, painted, waxed, anything else I'm going to do to it. And I think I'm going to do some paint inlays on the drawer. That's what I'm attempting to do. Now, whether I get it done, DIY paint is a true clay-based paint, and it's very heavy pigmented. It goes on smooth. And I'm using our new DIY brushes that are almost like a makeup brush. They're really thick and really soft, and they give great coverage because they hold a lot of paint. But anyway, so I set up to get started. And you know, I've told you guys, please root me on, because I don't even know if this is going to cover it 2 coats. I don't know if I'm going to even get done in time. My tripod breaks. And I don't get started until 12:30 because I am trying to figure out how to prop my phone up. So my phone's propped up right now as I video. Mr. Revive said I wouldn't get this done. He doesn't think it's going to cover it. He don't even think I'm going to be finished. Say a little prayer. Stay tuned. Keep watching. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, guys. Got the first coat on. It's about 2:30 a.m. in the morning. While I'm waiting for it to finish drying, it's almost dry. I wanted to just remind you that this is the 8-ounce challenge. Be sure to check out the link below. I've dropped it in the description box. It's a full playlist of all the retailers who have joined this challenge as well and their projects. And most of the videos are around 10 minutes or so, so they're not very long. So be sure to check them out and follow them as well because they've got some really cool things too, projects as well. Also, and even more content is to check out the hashtag 8-ounce challenge, and you'll be able to see some befores and afters and even some shorter reels on that as well. So be sure to drop down below, hit that playlist, and check out all the retailers there and their projects and how creative they've gotten. Oh, I really needed some coffee bad. Here I'm applying the second coat of the DIY paint, which is all natural, only 9 ingredients, no plastics, no additives, just straight pure love and all natural products that you'll love. Okay, time for a paint check. Still got some left. I got the front part of this to do, and the very top. Am I going to make it? I don't know. Wish me luck and stick around to see if I succeed. Okay, we got this whole piece done in 6 ounces, and I think that was pretty good. Now we got to wait for this one to dry, and then I will finish it. And since I have a little over 2 ounces left, I'm going to try and find something else to paint in this color with the 2 ounces. So once I find it, I will let you know. Now that the second coat is on and dried, I am going to attempt to do my first IOD paint inlay ever. I have not practiced on anything. I watched a couple of videos. I watched the IOD sisters do it, and I watched a couple other creatives do it, and I've seen some do it with paint and some do it with top coat. And the top coat looked like it would be the easiest thing for me to do since I've never done one before. So that's what I'm working with, is the top coat by DIY, Big Top. So what I'm doing is just spreading it out, spreading an even coat out, and I will be laying with the grid side up of the paint inlay, which makes the painted part be on, lay into the Big Top. So it will reactivate the inlay, and I'm going to be spritzing it with water and making sure that it's good and wet on the back so that paint on the inlay will activate. And I'm going to press it down with a rag, and just a soft rag, like, so that it gets down in there and it gets really smooth. And it has dried in this video as well. Here's where it has dried already. So what I'm doing is I'm spritzing it again with the water bottle, and I'm trying to find a corner to lift it up. Now, this is the first time I've ever done this, so this is kind of like a trial and error. I don't even know if it's going to work at this point. I don't even know if the paper's going to stick to it, but everything else that's gone wrong so far, this will probably go wrong as well. But I finally found a corner, and it had a little tension to the pull, so I thought, I needed to let the water sit a little bit longer onto the inlay so that the paper gets good and wet, so that it's easier to manipulate and get off of my piece, because it was just not budging. And like I said, this is my first time ever doing it, and I didn't know what I was doing. And I finally got both of the edges up, and I'm pulling back slowly and evenly, because you don't want to zigzag it around. You just want to pull straight back, all in one little swipe, and voila, it came out perfect. I couldn't believe it. My first one, I was so excited. And here it is, showing you with the inlays on the front of the piece. I was so excited. Guys, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know if I'm going to finish this. I don't know if I'm going to succeed in getting this done. Mr. Revived walked down and saw my inlays on the front of my drawer and said, hey, you should do these on the side because this would really look good. And why I let him talk me into things, I don't know. And I really don't know if I'm going to be able to get this done in time. I don't know if I'm good as far as the paint goes, I think. I've got to check it. There's a few spots on my legs that I've got to fix, and I'm not sure. I know if I spritz some water in there, I know I've probably got enough I've got enough paint, I'm hoping. Because I've already painted my second piece with the remaining parts of my paint. So we'll see if I can get this done. I felt like I didn't give you enough information. I kind of fumbled through it on the first go round with the drawers. But here is the another part of the inlay. And what I'm doing is I'm marking it on the sides so that I know, you can barely see those chalk marks, but I marked it with chalk. And now I'm just going to lay another thin coat of the Big Top down on my side pieces so that I can get this these roses put on this side that Mr. Revive talked me into doing. Why I do that, I don't know, but he always talks me into something, especially when I'm pressed for time. But normally I push through and I get it done. I stayed up all night to do this. And I was excited after I got it all done. You can tell in the video I'm extremely exhausted by this time. My smoothies wore off. My first cup of coffees wore off. So I think once I get these on, it's going to be time again for another cup of coffee. And then hopefully I'll be going to bed here soon. But what I'm doing is just after I applied the Big Top down, I've laid my Paint Inlay down on top of the big top, grid side up, so that the painted side of the inlay is laying up against the big top. And I'm just pressing it down with my hands and making sure that it's there. And as you can tell, it's more or less translucent once you wet it, but it's opaque before you wet it. If you can see up there in the corners, the light colored white looking, that's the opaque, and then the other is the white. And then once I finished with that, here I am. I had spritzed it with a 50% big top and 50% water over the top of my inlay once it dried so that it wouldn't smear. I did learn that on a video. And now I'm just applying a clear wax over to the top of it since now where I spritz it, I can apply the wax so that it doesn't smear, because it is literally paint and it will reactivate if it gets wet. So I just spritzed it down and wait for it to dry, and now I've added the clear wax, and then I white waxed over the top of both pieces. So both pieces were painted with DIY Prom Queen, clear wax over the chest, and white wax on both pieces once it was done. And hey guys, finished. Well, I did it. It is now around 9:15, which means it's 6 o'clock California time, so I made it. I cannot believe it. I did. I made it. And I got 2 things done. And the base that I got done, or the urn, is almost as tall as the dresser. It was pretty big. It's pretty tall too. But I did want to thank you for watching my video. And if you're new to my channel, at no cost to you, please hit the subscribe button below and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell, and it'll notify you when I put out new content. I am working on my page now, so I will be putting out content. Hopefully I'll be trying to get it out weekly. But also make sure that you go to the description box and follow the playlist and watch all the other creatives. I got some really cool, really cool, awesome projects. There's some wonderful group of people, wonderful group, and they're very creative and very talented. Also, in the description box, I'll put a link to my Facebook page where you can get the products that you've seen today that I used in the video. And I really do appreciate you spending time with me today. Thanks again. Bye-bye.